Hi there. In this screencast, we're going to style the body of our document. So everything that's not the header and the nav and the actual container of our document. So the footer and the body. So first of all, I'm going to style the main section. So I'm just going to scroll up to the header and put it under there. There's my header there. Just before my buttons, I suppose. I'm going to add a global section, a comment for a global section. And the global section will be basically we're going to remove the padding on the left-hand side. And we're also going to add a main section, a comment for a main section, that is. And for that main section, we'll position and size and add our padding as well. So that positions, removes the padding, gives us some dimension, and we're floating the thing left, so we'll have 3 columns. Now we're going to add a style for the content. And by the way, I've added a text file with all of these styles in it. So you can just copy and paste from that text file if you like. While you're learning CSS, it's best just to type everything until you're completely 100% certain of your syntax. Let's take a look at what we have so far. Preview my index. There we go. So the float left took care of making those 3 columns. Looking good. I'm just going to minimize so I don't have to switch to index and preview. Alright, so the next step is to style those asides. Again, it's coming from that text file as well as Tanya's readings. So now what we're going to do is add those images that are at the top of each of the columns. So it's a graphic basically that works as a heading for the at the top of each of these columns. So I'm going to go back to index.html and I'm going to add a class to the div to add that image as a background. We want to add a class content natural and a class content learn. Now I'll switch back to screen.css and add those add the style for those images. So that's for new. I'm going to paste that 2 more times and just change the new to natural here and here, and then change that to learn and learn in the 2 copies. Distinctly. Well, again, you can mouse over that to see if the link is correct. I'll quickly take a look at that. Alrighty, carrying on. So now what we're going to do is add a pseudo element to basically break the columns. The elements following those columns don't also float left. And we're going to add that to the global section. So next we'll add the story section. We're just going to add that above the navigation section. Shouldn't have too much buried. You can just add a higgledy-piggledy if you like to see what happens. There we go. We're adding a background color, some padding, and a text color. Let's see what we have so far. Nice. And we're going to add image as well to the background. Nice. And let's style the info section. We'll add the info section right after the story section, and we're going to give it some dimension, float it left, etc. And let's style the images and the text in the info. Let's take a look at it. Just save that and refresh. Looks good. So moving on to the block quote. So first of all, I'll style the size and the position of the block quote. And then I'll style the text. Let's take a look at that. The next thing we'll do is style some particular characters, those quotes and dashes. There's the ASCII code there. So we made that quote quite a bit larger. And finally the footer. So after navigation top level, there we are there, which is the last section, we can throw the footer down there. Style that. So we're making it a little smaller, pushing it off to the right, changing the color, and making a display in line. So that's basically all of the content of the page, all styled up. Again, we added those graphics, styled those columns, and did some block styling there, added that image, those 3 images. Thanks so much for watching.